Welcome to my YouTube channel Pathology Decipher. In this video, we are going to learn about intracellular accumulation. The intracellular accumulation may be located in cytoplasm or within the organelles or in the nucleus. There are four main mechanisms leading to abnormal intracellular accumulations. The first is inadequate removal of normal substance, which is secondary to defect in packaging and transport, as in fatty change in liver. The fatty change is also known as steatosis. And the second is the accumulation of an endogenous substance as a result of genetic or acquired defect in folding, packaging, transport or secretion. The third is the failure to degrade a metabolite due to inherited enzyme deficiency, like lysosomal enzymes. This results in the lysosomal storage disease. The next is the abnormal exogenous substance like carbon or silica that get deposit and accumulate within the cell when the enzyme deficiency occur. First, let's see about the intracellular accumulation of lipid. All major classes of lipid can accumulate in the cell like triglyceride, cholesterol or cholesterol esters and phospholipids. We will see the accumulation of triglyceride and cholesterol esters in this video. The accumulation of triglyceride within the parenchymal cell is called steatosis or fatty change. Fatty change is often seen in the liver because it is the major organ involved in fat metabolism. It also occurs in heart, muscle and kidney. The cause of the fatty change or steatosis include protein malnutrition, obesity, diabetes mellitus or alcohol, which cause alcohol liver disease. Next is the accumulation of cholesterol or cholesterol esters. Normally, the cells use cholesterol for the synthesis of cell membrane. In atherosclerosis condition, the smooth muscle in the intima layer of aorta gets deposited with lipid vacuoles. It gives a foamy appearance and produce the yellow cholesterol-laden atheromas. The fat-laden cells will rupture and release the cholesterol. The cholesterol will enter the extracellular space and they form the crystals. In xanthomas condition, the cholesterol gets accumulated within the macrophages. In cholesterolosis condition, there is accumulation of cholesterol-laden macrophages in lamina propria of gallbladder. Next is the Niemann-Pick disease type C, which is the lysosomal storage disease caused by mutation affecting an enzyme involved in the cholesterol trafficking, packaging and transporting. Therefore, the cholesterol gets accumulated within the cell. This picture depicts the difference between normal liver and the fatty liver histologically. In fatty liver, we can see excess of lipid vacuoles. Next, let's see about the intracellular accumulation of protein. If the protein gets accumulated intracellularly, it appears as rounded eosinophilic droplets, vacuoles and aggregates in the cytoplasm. The causes for the accumulation of protein are reabsorption droplets in the proximal renal tubule are seen in renal diseases associated with the proteinuria, that is excretion of protein in the urine, and proteins may be produced in excess amount or get eliminated in the accumulated in the endoplasmic reticulum. The protein may be produced in excess and gets accumulated in the endoplasmic reticulum. So, the endoplasmic reticulum will get distended and produce the Russell bodies. In disorders like heavy protein leakage across the glomerular filter, there will be increased reabsorption of protein into the vesicle and the protein appears as pink hyaline droplet within the cytoplasm of tubular cell. The process is actually reversible if the proteinuria diminishes and the protein droplets are metabolized and disappear. Then aggregation of abnormal proteins may occur intracellularly or extracellularly or both, and this is known as in proteinopathy or protein aggregation diseases. Next is the accumulation of cytoskeletal proteins. There are several types of cytoskeletal protein. Some of them are microtubules, thin actin filament, thick myosin filament, intermediate filament. The intermediate filament is divided into 5 classes: keratin filament, neurofilament, Desmin filament, vimentin filament and glial filament. Next is the hyaline change. The word hyaline means glassy appearance and there are intracellular hyaline accumulation and extracellular hyaline accumulation. Intracellular hyaline accumulation includes reabsorption droplets, Russell bodies. The Russell bodies are produced by the endoplasmic reticulum, we have already seen it, and the extracellular hyaline accumulation is difficult to analyze. Next is the intracellular accumulation of glycogen. Glycogen is accumulated due to abnormality in glucose and glycogen metabolism. Diabetes mellitus is the prime example for glycogen accumulation. In diabetes mellitus condition, glycogen is found in renal tubular epithelial cells, liver cells, beta cells of islets of Langerhans within the pancreas and heart muscle cells. Glycogen storage disease, which is also known as glycogenosis, is also a cause for the accumulation of glycogen within the cell. due to enzymatic defect in synthesis or breakdown of glycogen result in massive accumulation of glycogen causing cell injury and cell death. Next is the intracellular accumulation of pigments. Pigment is a colored substance and there are two types of pigment accumulation, that is exogenous pigment and endogenous pigment. First let's see about the exogenous pigment. Carbon or coal dust, an ubiquitous air pollutant in the urban area, gets accumulated and blacken the tissue of the lungs, which is known as anthracosis. And in coal miners, the carbon dust induce fibroblastic reaction or even emphysema and cause a serious lung disease known as coal workers pneumoconiosis. Tattooing is a form of localized exogenous pigmentation of skin. No inflammation occur here. Next, let's see about endogenous pigment. First is lipofuscin, which is an insoluble pigment also known as lipochrome or wear and tear pigment. It is formed by the combination of lipid, phospholipid and protein. Lipofuscin is actually derived from peroxidation of polyunsaturated lipid. Next is the melanin, which is brown black pigment formed in the melanocyte by the catalytic activity of tyrosinase on oxidation of the tyrosine to dihydrophenylene. Next is the homosynthetinic acid, a black pigment that causes alkaptonuria, where it gets deposited in skin, connective tissue, cartilage. Pigmentation is known as ochronosis. Next is the hemosiderin, which is a hemoglobin derived pigment. It is a gold yellow to brown pigment. Hemosiderin is a major storage form of iron. Iron gets transported by a protein called transferrin and the iron binds to the upper ferritin and forms the ferritin. The ferritin forms hemosiderin granules. There are two types of iron overload, local iron overload and systemic iron overload. In local iron overload, there is only the cause of hemorrhage in tissue, and in systemic iron overload, the iron get deposited in many organs and this condition is known as hemosiderosis. There are two causes of hemosiderosis I have mentioned. One is the increased absorption of dietary iron due to inborn error of metabolism called hemochromatosis, and the next is the repeated blood transfusion, because transfused red blood cells constitute an exogenous iron overload. Like, share and comment my video. Do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.